Okay, we saw under punctuation, we saw many punctuation marks and its uses. We saw full stop, question mark, exclamatory mark, a comma, then we saw semicolon, colon, dash, hyphen. Okay, next we are going to see quotation marks. Quotation marks, apostrophe and full stop. These three are left in the punctuation marks, and each one plays a very important role, and the punctuation really makes it meaningful. Otherwise, if you don't keep the punctuation marks correctly, the whole passage, the meaning will be lost. Okay, next what we are going to see is quotation marks. Okay, now this will be the 9th one, I think. Yes, this is the 9th one. Quotation marks are used for three different occasions. The first one is when you come out with a direct speech of a person. Okay, in direct speech, the actual words spoken will be written within quotation marks. The next thing, when you talk about the title of a book or title of a movie or anything, you put the quotation marks. And the third one is when you quote a passage from Shakespeare, or when you quote something from a Bhagavad Gita or Quran or Bible, you write that within quotation marks. Okay, we will see now. It is used to enclose a quotation. Okay, I will give the example this side itself so that we can go ahead. Ravi said. The actual word spoken will be within inverted commas or the quotation mark. I am going to Dubai. Okay. If you see, it is used to enclose a quotation. Here it is enclosing a quotation. Next one. Oh, this is enclosing a quotation. It is different. Okay, I will just give you a different example. This is for the next one. All that begins well ends well. Okay, if I have picked up something from another book or something, or even one more I can give you from Shakespeare, to be or not to be. Okay, something from a passage or a line from a book or from a play or something, we write within inverted commas. See, it is enclosed, it is used to enclose a quotation. Next one, in direct speech. This is the example for direct speech which I gave by mistake. Ravi said, I am going to Dubai. Okay, these two marks like this, like this, like this, like commas. This is called the quotation mark. The actual word spoken in a direct speech is always written within quotation marks. Third one, to talk about the title of films or the titles of books, films, film, etc. Okay. Now example, if I say The Sound of Music, it's a movie, a very popular classical movie, Sound of Music. It's an English movie. Okay, if I say okay, The Jungle Book. This is both a book as well as a movie. It's both a story book as well as a movie. The Jungle Book. Okay. So anything else you can think of? Book? Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Pride and Prejudice. See, so many are there, and whenever you write the title of a film or a book, you put it within inverted commas. Is that clear now? So, quotation marks or inverted commas, these are the ones. Next, we will see the 10th one. What is the 10th one? Apostrophe. Okay, the uses of apostrophe now. An apostrophe is used to show possession, that is how it belongs to somebody. Okay, what is the apostrophe mark? Like this, a comma on top. Okay, this is the apostrophe mark. Is used to show possession. To show possession and to show time and distance. Okay, example, Mani's dog, Seema's book. See, we put the apostrophe as to show possession. Okay, second one, to show omission of some letters during contraction in the form of a word. To show omission of a letter in contraction of a word. Okay, example, if you say CAN apostrophe T, can't, can't, that is cannot is used as can't. I already told you, isn't it, is it not, okay. If we say, there are so many words where that is poetic license, they say. In poetry, sometimes they may omit certain word, certain letter and write, but normally ne'er for never. Okay, these are the normal ones, but poetic license allows the poet to use short forms of words using the apostrophe. Is it clear? These two are the uses of apostrophe, and first one is to show possession and the second one is to show omission of a letter and contraction of a word, like this can't, isn't it, isn't, ne'er, all these. Okay. So, now we almost come to the end of punctuation marks. One main thing is there, the full stop. Where to you, I am sorry, full stop we have seen, capital letters. Okay, capital letters you may think, oh, that is only beginning of a sentence. No, if you will be surprised at the number of usages for the capital letter. So, we have seen 10 marks and the most important one, the 11th one, we are going to see next. Now, we are going to do the last but not the least, the capital letters. Okay, this is the most important of all, the 11th one, capital letters. Okay. Capital letters are used, first point, to begin the first word of a sentence. Okay, I will give you the examples afterwards. Now, I will give the points alone, you take down the points, then I will give you the examples. To begin, the first word of every line in a poem. Okay. Next one. To begin, the first word of direct speech. Fourth, for proper nouns and for proper nouns. Next, names of days and months. Okay, next, names of religions and sects. names of religions and sect, S-E-C-T. Next one, names of institutions. Next one, names of historical buildings. Next one, names of books, newspapers and journals. Okay. Next one. Next one, for abbreviations. Okay, next point, for names of festivals. Next one, for names of historic events. And last one, for the pronoun I. Whenever you use the pronoun I, you use it as a capital letter. Okay, so many usages. Capital letters are used to begin the first word of a sentence. Okay, let's do the example now. They were thrilled. Okay, here beginning of the sentence you have started with a capital letter. Next one, begin the first word of every line in a poem. Okay, now we'll take William Wordsworth's Daffodils. I wandered lonely as a cloud that when all at once I saw a horsey. You can see that every line in a poem you begin with a capital letter. To begin the first word of the direct speech. Here, she said. We start in a capital letter. I am happy. Okay, whichever word you start with, you begin with a capital letter. For proper nouns, that is names of people, Tina, Tommy, it may be the name of a dog, name of a cat or anything, okay. Cindy, Cliffy, any proper noun that is names of people, you use the capital letter. T, T, C, C. Names of days and months. Okay, Monday. Example, Monday, Friday, any day. Days and months. December, May. Okay, all these are examples. You see, all this we begin with a capital letter. Is that clear? Okay, names of religions and sects. Example, Hindu or Hinduism, Christianity, okay. Sect, what is a sect? Mudaliyar, Brahmin. These are all castes. There are sects also, like if you see Brahmin, you can say Iyer, Iyengar. Among Brahmins you have two sects, isn't it? So if you see Muslims, you see Sunni Muslims, Shia Muslims. So these are all sects. Names of institutions. Stella Maris College, we can give another school, Zion Matriculation School. Okay. Names of historical buildings. Example, the Ripon Building, Ripon Building. What is the Ripon Building? Okay, Ripon Building is a place where the mayor has his meeting and all that. Okay, this is near the central station, the Ripon Building. You can even say any other building. Okay, Taj Mahal. The Red Fort. All these are examples of historical buildings. Names of books, newspapers and journals. Example, the Hindu. We have Times of India. All these are newspapers, and we can even write journal. Books also, any book, the title of the book will be written in the capital letter. Journals, can we say Dinakaran, Tamil book, Ananda Vigadan. Okay, these are all Tamil. English, The Illustrated Weekly of India, that was earlier. Film, okay, what is that? Femina. Filmfare, Femina, all these are names of journals. For abbreviations, like for example, I told you PhD, doctorate in philosophy, this is a degree. Any other abbreviation can we think of? Okay, in case you want to write Monday very short, MON, you write. Okay. If you want to write doctor, DR, capital, you never use small d there, isn't it? For abbreviations, you always use a capital letter with the small letter. For names of festivals, you can write Deepavali, Christmas, Ramzan, etc. Names of historic events like the Battle of Panipat, Battle of Panipat, the Dandi March, all these are historical events. So, we use a capital letter. For pronoun I, that of course I am, I did this, okay, here. Okay, if you see, we are using capital letters for so many things. Once again we will go through and you will understand. Okay, capital letters are used to begin the first word in a sentence. For example, they were thrilled, he was angry, whatever, we use the first word in a sentence with a capital letter. Next one, to begin the first word of every line in a poem. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats o'er hills and vales. Okay, so each line in a poem we start with a capital letter. Okay, I haven't written the whole poem, I am just telling you. Next one, to begin the first word of direct speech. She said, I am happy. Okay, whatever word you use, you have to begin with a capital letter. For proper nouns. Proper nouns are names of particular, what is a proper noun? A particular name of a person, place, animal or thing. Tina, Tommy, it can be even a dog's name, cat's name, parrot's name, anything. Okay. Names of days and months. Monday, Friday, December, May. Names of religions and sects. We say Hinduism, Christianity, Mudaliyar, Brahmin, and sect is Brahmin Iyengar, Brahmin Iyer. So, these are the two different sects. I told you Muslim, we have Sunni Muslim, Shia Muslim. So, in that everything, like even among Mudaliyar you have different sects. Okay. So, all that should be written in capital letters. Next one, names of institutions. It can be an educational institution, it can be an office, a corporate office, wherever, whatever, we have to use a capital letter. Stella Maris College, Zion Matriculation School. Okay, the Tidal Park. Everything capital T. We don't use a small t there. Okay, so any institution we have to use capital letters. Names of historical buildings. Ripon Building, Taj Mahal. Okay, everything we use a capital letter. Okay. So you have understood so far. Next, names of books and newspapers and journals. The Hindu, Times of India, Femina. So all these are newspapers and journals. Even books, any book you read, okay, in case you read a Harry Potter book or anything you read, everything will be in capital letters. For abbreviations, examples are PhD, Monday, Doctor. PhD is Doctorate in Philosophy, MON is Monday, DR is for Doctor, and so on. So, for abbreviations we use capital letters to begin with. For names of festivals like Deepavali, Christmas, Ramzan, all these we always use the capital letters. For names of historic events, the examples are Battle of Panipat, Dundee March. All these are historical events, that is Boston Tea Party. You have so many events all over the world, so all that we use the capital letters. And last but not the least, for the pronoun I, that is whenever you use I as a pronoun, you have to write it in capital letter. You don't write like this a small I. Even if it's in the middle of a sentence, you always write it in capital letter. So learn the usage, the 13 usages of capital letter, and be very thorough with this. I'll just put a capital A here just to tell you, just to show that a capital letter should be written like this. Okay, the capital, like smaller classes, they teach you capital letters and small letters, isn't it? So all the capital letters where they should be used, we just saw. And that brings us to the end of this punctuation chapter. Okay, when we come to the end of this, we have almost come to the end of level 1 of our grammar teaching of high school grammar. But along with this, I am going to give you some more extra points like phrases, idioms and proverbs and all that. We will see that also. You should know all this. This is just to boost up your general knowledge for your working of grammar and composition. Well, I am here again. Did you think I will go without giving you a test? No, never. Because I would like to see you become a star. Okay, you would have been very happy. Okay, ma'am has gone without giving a test, isn't it? No, don't worry. Definitely I am going to give you a test now. 5 marks each. 2 passages where you have to mark all the punctuation marks that I taught you. Okay. First I will write the passage without any punctuation mark and then I will check it up with you. Okay. Okay. Take your notebook and pen and write. Punctuate the following passage. A traveler who had spent a year in Africa was telling his friends of his adventure When I was in Nigeria, he said, I single-handed made 20 elephants run. I single-handed made 20 elephants run. Oh, it was nothing very wonderful. Nothing very wonderful. Replied the traveler. I ran and they ran after me. Okay, take down this passage. We'll work it out later. Okay, second passage. This again is 5 marks. Are you copying down? Okay, next one. Who is it? Asked a weak voice from inside. Mohan did not reply. Mohan did not reply. He quietly entered the room. He quietly entered the room. And stood beside his father bed. His father opened his eyes and looked at the boy standing there. Before him "Hello, Mohan," said the sick man. "It's good to see you, son." "How is your school work going on?" "I'm sorry, I cannot help you these days." Okay, does it make any sense to you? I've given you two passages. Each passage carries 5 marks, and there are two passages, 5 into 2, 10 marks. Let's see whether you become a star or a superstar. Okay, now first one, have you copied? If I just read without the punctuation marks, a traveler who had spent a year in Africa was telling his friends of his adventure. When I was in Nigeria, he said, I single-handedly made 20 elephants run. Oh, it was nothing very wonderful, replied the traveler. I ran and they ran after me. Without any pauses, without any punctuation marks, if I read this passage, it doesn't make any sense. So, we have to use all the techniques that I gave you just now. I gave you 11 different punctuation marks and how to use them. Okay. Shall we check it up? I am sure you finished with the first one. First one about capital letters, what did I tell you? Always begin a sentence with a capital letter. So, a traveler, capital A, who had spent a year in Africa, capital A for names of countries, was telling his friends, a traveler who had spent a year in Africa, comma, was telling his friends of his adventure, full stop, was telling his friends of his adventure. When I was in Nigeria, now he is telling them something. So, capital W and quotation mark. And always I, when it is used as a pronoun, you should use capital I. When I was in Nigeria, capital N, name of a country. He said, so you put a comma there, close the inverted commas, and he said, I single-handed, hyphenated word, single-handed made 20 elephants run, full stop. So the other person says, oh, it was nothing, oh, exclamatory mark, it was nothing very wonderful, replied the traveler, full stop. I ran, okay, start inverted commas again, quotation marks. I ran and they ran after me. I ran and they ran after me. Full stop, end of a sentence, full stop, and close inverted commas. Now check it up whether you have got 5 marks for this. A traveler who had spent a year in Africa was telling his friends of his adventure. I was in Nigeria, when I was in Nigeria, he said, semicolon, I single-handed made 20 elephants run, full stop, and close inverted or quotation marks. Oh, that is exclamatory mark and start inverted comma said and a capital letter here. Oh, it was nothing very wonderful, close inverted commas, full here again we can't have again a semicolon. It was nothing very wonderful, replied the traveler, full stop. Again start the quotation mark. I ran and they ran after me. Okay, do you understand the joke? That man, the traveler said, he made 10 elephants run. But he says he ran and they ran after me. That is, he was being chased by the elephants. Okay, now have you made all the corrections as I had just told you? I am sure you would have got 5 marks in this. Now let us see your luck in the second paragraph. Who is it? Asked a weak voice from inside. Mohan did not reply. He quietly entered the room and stood beside his father's bed. His father opened his eyes and looked at the boy standing there before him. Hello Mohan, said the sick man. It's good to see you, son. How is your schoolwork going on? I'm sorry, I cannot help you these days. This is how you will read if you have no punctuation marks. Does it make any sense that way? No. Now we are going to do it with proper punctuation marks and proper meaning. Who is it? So it's a question. So beginning of a sentence, capital W, and start the inverted commas it's a questioning sentence, interrogative sentence. So you put a question mark and close the inverted commas. Asked a weak voice from inside, full stop. Mohan is a proper noun, name of a person. Mohan did not reply, full stop. Again, beginning of a sentence. He quietly entered the room and stood beside his fathers. Now, if you write it this way, it looked that so he has many fathers. Father apostrophe s. Father's bed. Full stop. Then his father, capital H here, opened his eyes and looked at the boy standing there before him. Full stop. Now this is something which he is talking. So beginning of a sentence and also start inverted commas. And proper noun here, capital letter. Hello Mohan, close inverted commas, said the sick man. Full stop. Hello Mohan, said the sick man, but anyway it's a continuation, so we can put a semicolon there. Okay, hello Mohan, said the sick man. It's good to see you. It's now it is it's what does it become? It's now it is good to see you. So you have to write I apostrophe ts. It is good to see you, son. It's good to see you, son. How is your schoolwork going on? Now that's a full stop there. So how is your schoolwork going on? It's a question, isn't it? So question mark and okay, the quotation doesn't end here. How is your schoolwork going on? Question mark. I'm sorry. What is that? I'm sorry. It is I am sorry. I am. So whenever I is used as a pronoun, you have to use capital I and apostrophe and M. I am sorry. I cannot help you these days. Full stop. Now try reading the passage with all the punctuation marks. You will find it more meaningful. Who is it? Asked a weak voice from inside. Mohan did not reply. He quietly entered the room and stood by his father's bed. His father opened his eyes and looked at the boy standing there before him. Hello Mohan, said the sick man. 'Tis good to see you, son. How is your schoolwork going on? I'm sorry, I cannot help you these days. Okay, close inverted commas. There ends his passage, his conversation. So now do you understand how punctuation marks are integral part of English conversation, and without the punctuation marks you won't be able to make any sense of anything. You just saw how I read before and now how I read with the punctuation marks. Okay, so we presume that this old man, he is a sick man and he is not able to help his son with his work, and how he apologizes for that. Here we see it's a joke how a traveler was telling his friend that he made 10 elephants run away, and the other said, oh, it's nothing great. I ran and so many elephants ran after me. Is that a great thing? Running before an animal, that means that animal that those animals were chasing him. Okay, so you've understood now. Let's see the score. Okay, if you have done this correctly, 5 marks, and if you have done this correctly, 5 marks. And total 10 on 10. And that makes me give you a big star. So you are a superstar, and I will not go without giving you a test, I told you, and I will not go without giving you a star. Okay. Good luck then for the next episode, and so far you have understood. So with that we come to the end of what? Level 1 of your grammar. Level 2 again we are going to do according to the syllabus. Your 9 and 10 syllabus we are going to follow.